Hi, April.
Hi.
Well, to all of you watching, April, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm April Justice, and I'm a licensed independent clinical social worker here in Rochester, Minnesota. And I'm here to talk about mental health.
Okay, good. I'd say that's a really big thing right now, mental health. What exactly are you observing that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I see there's so many things to observe. I see a lot of things happening in our country right now. There's a lot of divisiveness, there's a lot of sadness, there's pain, and I mean, we have all of these events that have kind of led up to this point, and it's a culmination of things. And once you have that culmination of things, it just adds up and it causes a very high stress level. And so we have, I mean, you have the pandemic that has hit.
That's huge.
It's huge.
Right.
And then you have, so we have the pandemic, so we're all like, okay, we can do this. Yep, we can do this. Oh, wait, it's going on 8-9 months and it's just dragging on. And the numbers keep going up. And so our stress level keeps going up. We are home with our kids, homeschooling when we didn't plan to be doing that. Our jobs, a lot of us are working from home now. So trying to find room in our lives for all of this and adjust to it has been difficult. But then we also, on top of that, had in Minnesota, of course, and that affected the entire country, was George Floyd's death. And so we have that coming to play into it, and people trying to understand each other, people trying to learn from each other, but it also, it added some divisiveness. The pandemic has added divisiveness. This George Floyd's death added some divisiveness, and the election. So not only are we in a pandemic, not only do we have George Floyd's death to deal with, now we are facing an election. And it is a huge election. It is a close election, and we're all on pins and needles wondering what's going to happen. So I think that it's important for us to, first of all, take a deep pause. Breathe, calm down. Don't strike out at each other. It's not worth it. It is not worth it on social media. It's not worth it in your family systems. It's destroying relationships right now. Guys, your relationships in your life are really important. I understand that those you have in your inner circle are more than likely they share your core values. That's great. There are others that are maybe outside of that inner circle, that like on Facebook, or in your work setting, and you don't agree with them. That's okay. We don't have to agree with each other, and we don't have to change each other's minds all the time. I think what is most important here is to listen. We have got to listen to each other instead of waiting to talk or wondering how you're gonna respond. Seek to listen and hear what that person is saying. And I think that if you can put yourself in that person's place, you will be empathetic, understanding, and compassionate of where they're coming from.
So what you're saying is just seek to understand and put the relationship first before your opinion, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Which is hard for most of us to do. We think our opinion is the best one. And so, but yes, take that pause before you say something hurtful. Take that pause and think about what you want to say. Or don't say anything at all. Just listen. More than likely, you're not going to change the other person's mind anyway. So I just think it's important that we love each other during this time, that we care for each other, and that we are not selfish.
Okay, so being for others, loving your neighbor as yourself, might be a good way to sum that up, right?
Yeah, it's almost like maybe that's something that Jesus wanted us to do. Yeah. Let's love each other as ourselves. So, yeah, I think that's something to follow, and it's important to not be selfish, guys. Wear your mask. Think of others. If you don't agree with the election, you did your part. You voted. Don't try to change each other's minds. Seek to understand.
Okay. All right. There's one word that you would think of to maybe summarize, or one or two words to summarize what you're just telling us. What might that be?
Care and compassion.
Care and compassion. Okay, so we're talking about loving our neighbors. Do you have any ways that you might suggest for us?
Yeah, I think we have to go outside of ourselves first. So, okay, yes, it is important to care for ourselves. In our last mental health care little thing that I did, I told you how to take care of yourself. After that, take the focus off of you. Focus on others by going to your neighbor's house, knocking on the door, of course standing 6 feet away with a mask. Ask how they're doing and mean it. Just listen to what they have to say. Who knows what each other's going through? Because on top of all of what we all are experiencing with the pandemic, the election, and everything else, there's personal things that people are going through. People are still getting divorced. People are dying. They have deaths in their family. People are getting sick with cancer or other things like that. So I think it's really important to knock on your neighbor's doors, be there for them, say, hey, is there something I can do? Take over a meal, take over cookies, just something that shows that you care. Step outside of yourself and do something for others.
Be for others.
Yes, be for others.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, thanks so much for stopping in today, April. We really appreciate your thoughts on this.
Thank you.